Apparently, the news lately has had recurrent public shootings. We all know about and have talked about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. Murdered by Tyler Robinson, who thought he was doing the world a favor. Just this morning, there was a shooting at the ICE facility in Dallas, Texas, whereby two illegal immigrants, two detainees were killed. And the shooter himself took his own life. There have been other shootings recently. The most heartbreaking killings, of course, have been on schools where children are involved. But today, I'm going to take you back in time to the morning of July 12th, 1976 at 7 o'clock a.m. on the campus of the California State University of Fullerton. This is July 12th, 1976. A university campus custodian, somebody who was an employee there, Edward Charles Alloway, he had gone out some time before, went to the local Kmart in Brandon Park, purchased a gun, a semi-automatic. He just walked in there and bought it. I take it this was long before our heavy gun control laws were in place, but he got one. He had a history of mental illness. He came to the campus early that morning as the world was waking up, the campus was waking up, and he just started shooting. He went to the Palak Library and he killed 7 people. It was, at that time, the deadliest act of mass murder in Orange County history until in 2011, where the Seal Beach Salon Meritage shooting happened. Edward Charles Alloway had been a mental health patient. After the trial, he was interred and found not guilty by reason of insanity, but he was never released. He was interred in 3 hospitals, state hospitals, in the psychiatric ward, and 7 innocent people lost their lives that day. He had a long history of violence. He was a veteran, and he was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, was suffering delusions. He thought that his own wife, erroneously thought that his own wife was participating in pornographic movies, and he very nearly killed her. And so he just took out his rage one day on some innocent people at the university. Now, folks, this was almost 50 years ago. There was a 40-year commemoration service, a memorial service in 2016 by the relatives and the friends of those 7 people. And they're still remembered today. I tried to get to the campus today to do this video on campus near the Palak Library. There is a memorial grove dedicated to those 7 people, but parking there was impossible. So I found Mr. Frank Teplansky is buried here. He was one of the ones killed. I will list all the people in the description. They all have Finagrave pages. Frank is buried here in Holy Sepulchre Cemetery in Orange. He was a graphic artist, and he worked for the university. Let's go look at his grave. It's right here, about 7 rows up. Frank survived the shooting for a few hours until he was taken to the hospital, and he died in the hospital. This is Mr. Frank right here. His lovely wife Angela died in 2007. So Frank died at 51 years of age, taken out by an assassin's bullet for no reason. The shooters recently, I'm not going to go into detail. I mean, we can all read the news, but They seem to largely have political motives, ideological motives, but Mr. Alloway didn't have any of that. Apparently his only motive was mental illness that was untreated. They diagnosed him later in the hospital, but he was allowed to walk free. He was allowed to get a gun. This is why I am not against gun control laws or gun regulations. There's no reason to be, because we already have them. I don't think we need more gun control, more we have enough. We need to enforce the laws we have. I don't think there was a lot of gun regulation in 1976, certainly not like there is today. But his only motive was mental illness, untreated. Folks, I worked with the mentally ill for 14 years in one agency. I worked for them in other agencies over a span of 30 years. You don't have to be afraid of the mentally ill. The vast majority of them are not dangerous. But you do have some that are. And unfortunately, Mr. Alloway was. Now, his own daughter, this is sad. She was with him in the hospital as he was dying. And she watched him die. Before he died, he squeezed her hand. And then he left. Then he left the earth. In 2011, she recounted that story and said she never got over it. She was traumatized to this day. I don't know if the murderer, Charles Alloway, is still alive. I don't think he is. He'd be in his mid to late 80s now if he was. Google AI says that he died in 2022, but I don't trust Google AI. Google AI has given me bogus information too many times before, so maybe he is dead, maybe he's not. But unfortunately, it takes a tragedy for laws to be changed and for society to take care of these obvious problems like mental illness. Rest in peace, Mr. Frank, and his lovely wife, Angela. I'm so sad and sorry this happened. It's been almost 50 years, and the pain doesn't go away. So, rest in peace, folks.